The Art Journal Love Studio. This is Samaya, owner of the Soulful Emergence Art Gallery located in Canton, Maryland. And I am in my Art Journal Love Studio, which is the studio inside of my home, with a mixed media project for you featuring Deco Art brand products. As a helping artist for Deco Art, I love their products and I love using them. So today I'm going to do a project in honor of the Day of the Dead and All Souls Day on canvas. It's a mixed media collage project, and I will be using the Deco Art Traditions texture medium to create texture, and then just some colors that I think I'll be using in two different lines they have. This is Champagne Glamour Dust, Ultra Fine Glitter Paint, their Americana Multi-Surface Satin line, which I love this line. This is Night Sky. I'm sorry, off the camera. This is Black Tie. And then I am also going to use Orange Sherbet. Now, as the project evolves, I may change my colors. I may change anything about the project. I've never worked with their texture medium before, so this is my first chance to get to use it and to play and see what I can do with it. I think it's going to come out really nicely. Deco Art has some very nice products, and I haven't been disappointed in anything that I've tried of theirs. So before we begin, I do apologize for the crazy camera angle. I have to turn around to speak with you because the camera is behind me. It's over my shoulder. There may be moments where my big head gets in the way, and obviously you will see the back of my head and the side of my face at times in the camera view. I do apologize for the craziness of the way that may look, but it's not important that you see my face. What's important is that you see the artwork. And with my camera set up the way it is, you'll be able to see the artwork fairly well. And I also will be cognizant enough to put things in front of the camera that you may need to see a little closer. So this is a fun project that I have come up with. I hope it turns out the way that I have envisioned it. And let's go have some fun. First things first is I need to move some things out of the way so I have some more space. Don't need the canvas just yet. We're getting to that in a minute. I have taken some time to draw this skull. I'm only flashing it because it's not the greatest drawing in the world. I draw faces, and not faces with skin and all, and not skulls. It's not the greatest drawing of a skull, but it works for me. I like it, and it's mine. I didn't have to download it and print it off and use someone else's drawing. I'm using my own. So don't laugh at my skeleton, my skull. I'm sorry. So I'm just gonna cut it out, kind of. Because I drew it just on regular copy paper, regular printer paper, it's thin, and I'm doing mixed media to make it wet many times over the course of the project, and I don't want it to be damaged. So I've cut it out in order that I can just mount it to a piece of cardstock to give it some sturdiness, some extra strength. This is not anything fancy in cardstock. It's some cardstock I had left over from my scrapbooking craze days. So any piece of cardstock, you can use chipboard if you have chipboard laying around. Any piece of cardstock will do. You just want to glue it down to give it some strength for the rest of the project. And I'll try my best to be organized as possible through this video, but as things come to me and ideas pop up, you may see me getting up and running around to various different areas of my art space to get different things or to look for different things. And I'm just drying my brush a little. Of course, you know, I need a better piece of paper towel than that, or actually my paint towel is actually what I need. That way I don't have to worry about it. Okay, from this point forward, oh, let me scoot, I'm sorry, back over to the camera. From this point forward, I am probably going to be pretty quiet in the actual video that will be posted. It will probably have no sound at all, or maybe just background music after this intro right here. And if I need to tell you anything, I'll just overlay text over the video so you'll know what's going on. Thank you for watching. Matte Gel Medium. Dim the lights in the studio a bit to help with the glare that was on the page. My computer, as you can see, the corner of it is right there in front of me, so when I look up I can see what you guys are seeing, which is why I like this camera angle, because I can see what you're seeing. I can tell when I'm off camera. Just trying to make sure that it is adhered well to the cardstock so it doesn't lift and separate. And I just used a brayer to make sure it's nice and flat, well adhered, and get any air bubbles out that may have occurred when I laid it down. I'm going to hit this with the heat gun real quick to speed up the drying process of the glue so we can move on. It looks like we may get a visit from Snoop, one of my two kittens. He's on the floor underneath my feet, and generally he ends up jumping up on the table with me. I'm just fussy cutting the skeleton out at this point. The glue is still damp. I'm sorry, it's not glue, it's matte gel medium, is still damp. And that is quite fine at this point. But I think I'll probably dry it some more before I begin anything else. Feel free to fast forward past this part. So thrilling, I know. She's found the bag to play in. Okay. So here we have the cutout skull. It's still a little damp, so I'm just gonna. My husband has just pulled up, so you will hear the front door shortly. I am using the night sky on the skeleton face. Just trying to find a brush. I have so few. I don't want anything too small and I don't want anything too big at the same time. Yes, I think that would do. Plenty of small ones laying around. Maybe I should have painted this before I cut it out, but it doesn't matter. It's all good in the neighborhood. I guess you can't really see that, but I'm just painting the skull. Little kitties. Black kitties. My husband must have forgotten that I'm recording.
Making your video better.
He's serenading you ladies. And not that I care that he's singing in the video. This is a fun project video. It's not a professional video for any of the classes that I'm teaching. And my viewers actually enjoy the antics of what happens in the Art Journal Love Studio. They don't get to see it as often anymore because I do a lot of my recording from the gallery now. And I apologize if you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just painting in the skull. Yes, I saw that on the floor, and I'm like, why? I just pulled the bag out yesterday. Not that I'm hiding it, I just happened to stumble across it. It was in a drawer. I'm like, already on the floor, not put back. So they can't find it when they need it for homework. I keep putting my hands in the way. Like I said, I'm sorry. I should have painted this in while it was on the big 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, so my hand wouldn't keep getting in the way of the video. But we'll get along. There's really no technique in what I'm doing here. I'm just painting in the face. And of course, I keep putting my hand in the paint. I think he's pulled out the Xbox. I'm trying to avoid using a tiny brush because then it takes a longer time to paint in. But I think I might have more success in all these contours with a smaller brush. I just finished painting in the big areas. And I'll pull out the other brush to take over. Again, putting my hand in the paint. Okay. Time to give in and get the little brush up. And when I finish painting this in, I think I'm going to go back over some of the black lines just to bring them back forward again. That line right there is just about gone. But maybe I should have started the video after I decided to paint. I'm about to go rogue now and not care about the lines because they can be redrawn. Okay. Not worry about going into the eyeball right there because guess what? They're going to be blacked out. Excuse me. Not looking too bad, not looking too bad. I could have done a better paint job if I had left it touch. And I really need to stop painting and prepare the canvas. So, once I get this first layer on, I'm gonna put this to the side, let it dry, and get my canvas prepared. Oh, well, actually, I told a lie. Now that I'm thinking about it, I really want this painted fully before the canvas is ready. so that when the canvas is ready, it can just go on and it won't cause any problems for me. Pretty streaky. And it's streaky because I was caring about the lines when I can just rub them back in. It doesn't matter that it's streaky because it's going to get layered with many other things. Before it's all said and done. Streaks are fine. There's a little bit. That's a little bit over here. Please pardon me for a second. I am an art journalist, and as such, we let no paint or supplies go to waste. And as you see, I've just started this background with some extra paint that I've had from something else. I had extra paint in the mail, so we just add it to the page. And that way, it builds up layers on our page. And when we're ready to create, we have a nice background already in the works. Okay. Now I'm going to use the black tie. And we don't need a whole lot. Because it's just for the eyes and the nostrils. Now this may definitely get 2 coats. Just so I can have deep blackness. I'm going to want for these parts. I'm sorry, I held it off camera. Runaway project.
Utilize all means necessary. Phone taps, credit cards, audio scans, civilian frequencies. Code question. Research the database. For what? John Smith? Judy? I think I found it. Where? Here.
I realized I missed a couple of spots with the night sky, so I'll bring that back. Meanwhile, again, no paint goes wasted. I am liking it, liking it. This is orange sherbet. Trying to stay in the camera. I'm totally off camera now, I'm sorry. I'm just painting the feet though. You guys can't even see what I'm doing. Looking good, looking good. It is a sugar sculpture after all. Add some more color to this baby. Nice, nice. And because it is on top of acrylic paint, I'm going to hit it with the heat gun to make sure that that permanent ink from the stamp pad is dry. Now it's using the decor color. To use pink flamingo. Ooh. Flamingo. I get the best backgrounds by doing this. Also helps clean up. painting in the flower in pink. And it's going to be streaky and not perfect, and that's exactly what I'm going for. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to the tediousness of these lines. They should show here.
First time we met, what was your first thought? Why are you like this before? You have anything else to say?
Why are you telling me this now?
Guess you hear yourself thinking that you're here. So really, it's a virtue. So how about you?
I thought that you were the most beautiful one I've ever seen. Okay.
Here we go.
Close my eyes.
Next, this, what are you doing? Okay.
Okay.
Moving the wrong thing everywhere. My smash book I'm working on. Another project for another day. Okay, now that my sugar skull is painted for the most part, there's one more part I need to do, so I need to put the heat in first. I'm doing the champagne glamour dust. Wow, clumsy. And what I'm doing with this is I'm giving it its sugar. And I might paint over that eye again. Matter of fact, I'll do that. That makes me not have to paint over the eye again. I didn't realize that it would lay that much color down. It's fine on all spaces except for the black. Oh, and I can get the teeth too. Definitely love teeth. Keep it out of the eye. Spreading the shimmer around. I just don't want it in the eyes or the black parts. And I'll just go over the black parts again with some paint to be sure. Me like a nice and shimmery. Shimmer. Trying to get the shimmer for you. Can't really catch it. There we go. There we go. Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. Okay, now we can set our sugar skull to the side. And pull out our canvas. Canvas. have a palette knife, and I'm going to use texture medium. Get it closer so you can see. I have not used this before. Don't know what I'm getting. Heard wonderful things about it. Not worried. But here we go. And we need our sugar skull ready for this. And I want a fairly thick coating of this on the canvas. Something tells me this might be a little messy. So let me protect my work surface. I'll just use my palette knife to spread it around. My canvas is a little damaged because it's been kicked around by the kids and the cat, but it doesn't matter. This is an art project for me, so. Again, waste nothing. And you just want to spread it around on here. Nice layer. You don't want it even. You're not trying to get a smooth coating. You want the texture. I.e. the whole purpose in using the texture medium. And like I said, I want a fairly thick coating on here. Randomly spreading it around. No rhyme or reason, and I want all kinds of ridges and texture. The only thing is I'm trying not to get it on the edges. So because I just want my edges smooth. Where does that come off? And I'm just going around making sure there are no spots where we could use a little more. There's some wonderful texture on this piece now. Like I said, nothing gets wasted. You can use a texture medium on my journal page. And now on my sugar skull, I'm hoping it's curled a little, so I'm trying to uncurl it. Because I'm going to press it into this texture medium, and I hope it holds into the medium. That's my hope. Flatten that a bit. Flatten it and press it in. Just try to make sure keeping good all around. Now, we will have to let this dry, and I don't know how long that's going to take, and I don't want to hit the heat tool. And I can see that my image is curling up off of the modeling paste. I'm sorry, the texture paste, and I'm not sitting here holding it on until it dries. So I'm ending the video here for part 2 to come. Once we see how this works out. I don't know if it's going to work so good, but we'll see. Until part 2, Thank you for joining me. Again, this is Sumaya from the Art Journal Love Studio and the owner of the Soulful Emergence Art Gallery. I'm also a Deco Art helping artist using their products today in today's Sugar Skull project. I will see you in part 2.